This is Murder in the Morning with Tony Brueski and Stacy Cole.
Sean Diddy Combs made one of the biggest gambles, really, of his life. He's officially turned down a plea deal and is heading into a full federal trial, facing some of the most serious charges a public figure can confront. Diddy is now literally days away from opening statements in a case that will dissect decades of alleged behavior involving sex trafficking, racketeering, and prostitution, all under the unforgiving scrutiny of the U.S. criminal justice system. The final pre-trial conference took place May 1st in Manhattan's Daniel Patrick Moynihan Courthouse. There, Judge Aaron Submaranian met with federal prosecutors and Combs' legal team to iron out last-minute trial logistics, jury questionnaires, the presence of expert witnesses, and Combs' own desire to be present during jury selection. But the most pivotal moment came when the court officially recorded that Diddy rejected a deal that would have almost certainly landed him less time than a guilty verdict ever could. Combs has been behind bars since September 16th of 2024 after being denied bail multiple times. He's currently held in the Metropolitan Detention Center Special Housing Unit in Brooklyn, a high-security wing that also houses alleged white-collar criminals like Sam Bankman-Fried and Luigi Mangione. The trial begins May 5th with jury selection, where attorneys on both sides are racing to get 45 qualified jurors within 3 days. Opening statements are scheduled for May 12th.
They're never going to make that deadline. Are you kidding me?
45 qualified jurors 45 in Brooklyn
that have never, I mean, what's going to be their criteria that, okay, you've heard of Diddy, you haven't heard of Diddy, you heard of what Diddy did? I mean, where does this end?
I don't know.
Do you end up with like an old, like 76-year-old white guy?
They probably know Diddy too.
It's possible.
I mean, he's been in the music scene since like the early 90s. So that guy would have been in his 40s. That white guy would have been in his 40s when some of the early stuffs were coming out.
Then, yeah, he probably, you know, unless he lived under a rock, he heard of him.
Or do you go, I mean, you get super young that like are just oblivious to anything that's not in their, sphere. But I think even Diddy would be. I don't know. It's, I don't know.
This is going to be tough. And why, it's real easy to sit here and talk about this, but it seems arrogant to me. He knows the deck is stacked against him. They've got a shit ton of evidence. Take the plea deal, dude. Just take it.
Well, my guess is that because we don't know the deal of the plea deal. At least I don't think we do.
True.
Okay. Unless that's come out since the last time I've seen it. But what would likely be would probably essentially put him behind bars for the rest of his productive life.
I think he's going to be there anyway, don't you? I
do too, but I think he's going to take his chances and hope that maybe something there can come out of this. And or in appeals and all that. I think he's taking his chances there because he looks at it either way. It's a life sentence if I back down. And if I lose, it's a life sentence. But if I win, and the only way you can win is going forward with it.
It's a good point.
So
I don't know.
If he's looking at it going, well, I'm going to be like 85 when I'm let out. Screw that. Like, I'll take my chances and deal with it. That's because why? I mean, at that point, why not? I mean, that's just speculation, but that's what I'm guessing it would probably be for what the plea deal would be on something this serious.
I feel like the evidence is just so horrific against him.
Oh,
from
it is.
Videos to testimonies to, trafficking. I mean, shit, there's just so many facets to this.
Yeah. This isn't just a courtroom drama. It's a federal takedown under RICO. a law designed to dismantle criminal enterprises. Prosecutors allege Combs orchestrated freak-offs, elaborate, sometimes days-long sex parties by coercing victims through drugs, threats, and manipulation. They claim to have video evidence, and some of the accusations echo details from over 70 civil lawsuits filed against Combs over the last 30 years. Among them, his ex, singer Cassie, who filed and swiftly settled the suit in late 2023. In total, Combs faces 5 criminal counts, 2 for sex trafficking, 2 for transporting individuals for prostitution, and 1 RICO count. The penalties? Sex trafficking alone carries a minimum 10-year sentence. Racketeering could land him 20 years. And transporting for prostitution carries up to 15. So why reject the plea? Diddy's attorney, Mark Agnifilo, is given a glimpse into the strategy last year, saying the rapper believed he was innocent and felt a responsibility to stand firm, not just for himself, but for others who believe, or he believes, are unfairly targeted. But the government isn't budging. During the April 25th conference, prosecutors claimed Diddy turned the deal down and asked the judge to personally confirm he understood what he was giving up. And now the defense is laying the groundwork. They argue that the government's case has radical undertones, claiming the historic Mann Act, used in similar cases, was originally created with a racist agenda. They're also planning to call a mental health expert to testify that Diddy's previous mental state may have prevented him from forming the intent to commit these crimes.
Oh, come on.
Isn't that something like every rapist can now claim then, if they're going to like accept this? Like, you know, I didn't have the capacity to say that this was wrong.
Well, and if you are in a mental state to commit a crime, aren't you technically not right in the head?
Probably, in more times than not. And so does that then mean you don't get punished?
Right.
Like that. It's quite an argument to add that one in there.
Again, it's like throwing shit at the wall to see what sticks. I mean, bravo, you pulled that one out. The Mann Act, wow. Okay, can try it, but the guy, is a zillionaire.
Yeah,
he's led a very privileged life. So if you want to pull the race card, it's a touchy subject.
This is all they got. That's the problem.
That's what it feels like. It's not that, the video that they might have is, has been altered or something like that. No, we're going to go after some other stuff. We're going to leave all the evidence alone that you've already got. Like how many 70 civil lawsuits, throw even half of those away because, if you're wealthy, you're going to have people suing you.
Sure.
Throw a quarter of them away. There's enough there.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So it basically saying diminished capacity defense, a rare and risky move for someone who didn't diminish capacity. His attorneys also say the trial is moving too fast after prosecutors added new charges in late April. The defense pushed back, arguing they needed more time to build a case and asked the court to exclude some of that new evidence altogether. Their words, impossible to investigate and respond, but prosecutors weren't having it. They accused Combs' team of trying to game the clock, calling it a last-ditch stunt to delay the inevitable. I don't know that I agree with that. I mean,
I don't either.
I think, you got all these charges and stuff coming at you hot and fast, and usually when you do have superseding charges, it does push it back.
You would think. I can't believe that
I feel like that's going to be a big appeals issue.
Yeah, we're 2 weeks out, less than 2 weeks for opening statements. I mean, it feels like it's really being pushed at turbo speed here for some reason.
Technically, it's starting like in a few days with jury selection.
Yeah, right.
So
I think we're going to see some delays here. I bet I would put money on the fact that they're having difficulty getting jurors.
But beyond that, I don't know. I mean, I wonder if something else is going to come through at the last minute and delay this further. I am shocked that it is happening this quickly. I don't think it's right that it's happening this quickly. Honestly, I feel like, there's a lot of things that they got to prep here. And this is a pretty serious trial. So I don't know. But he did waive, he didn't waive his right to a speedy trial. He wanted a speedy trial. So,
well, he's
getting a
definitely
speedy trial.
that.
But with the superseding indictments, I don't know. I'm not, in no way am I trying to protect the predator, but I'm just, if you're going to play by the normal rules of the game, you don't want to have anything that's going to stand out later that might be, something that they could overturn or appeal or, get a new trial on.
Well, and again, this being a federal case, maybe they just move at a much more rapid pace than the others.
And maybe the feds they know what they have. And it's like.
Well, and if you think about it, they've been working at this for quite some time.
Yeah.
They've got everything lined up and ready to go. Now the defense has to have the same, but I don't know.
Diminished capacity. That's, it's going to be interesting.
Craving non-stop true crime updates? Press subscribe now and get the latest cases, analysis, and expert commentary delivered straight to your feed. Only from the Hidden Killers podcast and True Crime Today. The neighborhood was picture perfect. Manicured lawns, kids riding bikes, friendly smiles exchanged over white picket fences. And then there was him, the guy who never made eye contact, the one who only left his house at night, dragging black trash bags to the curb, bags that sometimes twitched. He's just a little odd, they said, just keeps to himself, until the smell started. Until the missing pets turned into missing people. Until someone finally had the nerve to peek inside that basement window. And if they had only subscribed to True Crime Today Premium Plus on Apple Podcasts, they could have listened to Hidden Killers with Tony Brueski ad-free. And before everyone else, they could have recognized the warning signs. They could have gotten out. But they didn't. And now, they're part of the next episode. Don't make the same mistake. Subscribe now to True Crime Today Premium Plus on Apple Podcasts.